Kimraha Huladunya. Fauchagu Ye Olde Scot, the Celtic podcast. On today's show, we'll introduce you to Telling Time in Gaidhlig in our Feuchamaich Beagan Gaidhlig segment. We will talk about the Stone of Destiny in it's our two-part series. This is the second part in Celtic History segment. And I'll tell you about the modern-day Gaidhlig revival in everyday Celtic ways. Today we'll hear music from Beyond the Pale, Mary J. Lamond, Lemmy Smith, and Kim Robertson. And as always, it's a wee bit of Irish trivia to test your knowledge to start us off. What year did the Irish Civil War begin? Alright. Now be sure to check out Gaidhlig for Sassenachs on Facebook. Join up. You'll get daily Gaidhlig in your news feeds. Now they do a lot with Outlander, so that's kind of pretty cool connection there. And it's pretty informative. Now remember, LearnGaidhlig.net is also LearnGaidhlig.net. It's a great resource for your Gaidhlig learning. Take advantage of it. And anyone within the St. Louis area that would like to be a part of a weekly Scottish Gaidhlig class, first of all, you should be a member of the St. Louis Gaidhlig Facebook page. And there you'll find information about what's going on locally. But if you want to be a part of this class, you can comment me, and I will get you all the contact info, and we'll get you going. All right. Feuchamaich, let's kick this thing off. Enjoy.
And the first one of the year, Lord Donald's wife came into the church, the gospel for to hear. And when the meeting it was done, she cast her eyes about. There she saw little Matty Groves walking through the crowd. Come home with me, little Matty Groves, come home with me tonight. Come home with me, little Matty Groves, sleep with me till light. I can't come home, I won't come home, sleep with you tonight. By the rings on your fingers I can tell you are Lord Donald's wife. But if I am Lord Donald's wife, Lord Donald's not at home. He is out in the four cornfield bringing the yearlings home. The servant who was standing by and hearing what was said, he swore Lord Donald he would know before the sun would set. And in his hurry to carry the news, he rent his breast and ran. When he came to the broad mill stream, he took off his shoes and swam. He lay down and he took a little sleep. When he awoke, Lord Donald was standing at his feet, saying, how do you like my feather bed? How do you like my sheets? And how do you like my lady fair who lies in your arms asleep? Oh, it's well I like your feather bed, and well I like your sheets, but it's better I like your lady gay who lies in my arms asleep. Well, get up, Lord Donald cried, get up as quick as you can. It'll never be said in this fair land that I slew a naked man. Oh, I can't get up, I won't get up, I can't get up for my life, for you have two long beaten swords, and I but a pocket knife. I have two beaten swords and they cost me deep in the purse, but you will have the better of them and I will have the worse. And you will strike the very first blow and strike it like a man. I will strike the very next blow and I'll kill you if I can. So Matty struck the very first blow and he hurt Lord Donald sore. Lord Donald struck the very next blow, then Matty struck no more. And then Lord Donald he took his wife and he sat her on his knee, saying, who do you like the best of us, Matty Groves or me? And then up spoke his own dear wife, never heard to speak so free. I'd rather a kiss from dead Matty's lips than you or your finery. Lord Donald he jumped up, his broadsword he did draw. He struck his wife right through the heart and pinned her against the wall. A grave, Lord Donald cried, to put these lovers in, but bury my lady at the top, for she was of noble kin.
Alright, that was Matty Groves from Beyond the Pale. And now, Hot and Tom and Feuchamaich, Beagan, Gaidhlig, it's time for Let's Try a Little Gaelic. And now, I need to say this as I have in past podcasts that I am not, or do I represent myself as an authority on the Gaelic language. Only someone who loves learning it and who wants to help other students in their journey of learning Gaelic. What I teach comes right from the textbooks of well-respected Gaelic teachers, and I am just trying to make something interesting, informative, and fun, which can help others learn and have fun as well. Now, today we're going to be discussing telling time in Gaelic, and as always, I will display on the screen what I am discussing. So, Tushk Shin, let's begin. All right, telling time in Gaelic. Teacher, it's time. Man, I'm tongue-tied today. You get that way sometimes. J and Urahae. What time is it? Which literally is what is the hour that is on it. So it's Uranin. Uranin sometimes. Nur-a is when. Now, you have another word, kunya, means when too, but this one specifically for time. And Nura literally means at the time that. So, Nura, when speaking about, always use that when speaking about the future. It uses the relative future tense there. So, we will use the old-fashioned time telling for Gaelic time, not the digital. We're going to be 5 past 3, quarter past 6, half past 8, 10 to 6, that kind of thing. So, Ur, 1 o'clock, Da Ur, 2 o'clock, Tri Urin, 3 o'clock, Keher Urin, 4 o'clock, Koak Urin, 5 o'clock, Shia Urin, 6 o'clock, Shach Urin, 7 o'clock, Och Urin, 8 o'clock, Noi Urin, 9 o'clock, and Jik Urin, 10 o'clock. Now notice that the noun gets placed in the middle on these next ones whenever there's, we're in the double digits now. So, Un Ur Jig, 11 o'clock, da ur yig, 12 o'clock, and so on. Alright. Now, some phrases that come in handy. Quick minuten u, quick minuten gu, 5 minutes to. Jek minuten gu, 10 minutes to. Karchel gu, quarter to. Fiket minutes gu, 20 minutes to. Or quick minutes fiket gu, 25 minutes to. Now you notice that I used the plural and the singular usage of minute in there. And both are in common usage, and both get used when in times when you need one. There's no preferred use of minute or minuten, whether it's singular or plural. It's kind of one of those weird idiom things in Gaelic. Now, Asjoey, it looks like it's Asdeidh, SJ, but it's pronounced as Joey. Leur Asjoey, half past. Koik Minuten Asjoey, 5 minutes past. Jake Minuten Asjoey, 10 minutes past. Karchel Asjoey, quarter past. Fiket Minut Asjoey, 20 minutes past. Koik Minuten Fiket Asjoey, 25 minutes past. Alright. Now, just like us, we call certain times of the day midnight, noon. They have the same thing in Gaelic, of course. And midnight is mian oiche. And midday, or noon, is mian la. You've got ansavatin in the morning and ansan in the afternoon. And, of course, ansan oiche in the night. Alright. A couple key phrases here when dealing with time. Koviet minich aha aken gu. That's how many minutes do we have until? And then you just put whatever you want in there. Koviet la ahan aken gu. And of course that one is, how many days do we have until? It could be Koviet la aha aken gu nullig. How many days do we have until Christmas? Alright. Now, don't confuse this am that you're fixing to see with the am that means the. There are many different meanings for am. And you'll see a lot of that in Gaelic. That little word, this little word in Gaelic, it has a lot of different meanings. But you'll be able to tell the difference of what it means by the context of what you're looking at. The context will tell you what the meaning for your am is. So, this am, it means time. And you might always hear me say, Han tam and Feuchamaich Beagan Gaelic. It's time for a little Gaelic. And that's just getting that T dash in front of this am to mean it's time. Okay? Alright. Uer means an hour. Unya is a time or a while. Clock means clock. Urader, watch. And you've got tea time. Junior, dinner time. A Haley time. Nolig, Christmas time. A husk, Easter time. And of course, Gaelic time. Alright, I'm going to give you a few sentences here to do. Exercise in telling time in Gaelic. Number 1 is going to be Leur Asjoey Shia Yurin. Number 2, Jake Minuten Gu Keher Urin an Savatin. Number 3, Karchel Asjoey Ach Urin an Yesker. Number 4, Haifiket minich gu un ur yig. Number 5. J in ur aha a chunyev. And number 6. Tri urin ahitcha. Enjoy.
Na kringst na glien bewache leens dat kreegjes kleine vrije men drik fashion rimar en beans a gommen green a pialijn gaan ja latjen ju van grains ken perlum heen wie tafel na brei na hein ik mes na zon een feitje veen na galig na kringst na glien bewache leen dat kreegjes kleine vrije men drie fashion rimar en beans a gommen green a pialijn. Do vroeg en garams en feitjes breed, do gwach en regen arif, maar oog around en service ram a riege pound en arfjan. De gringst na glein bewache lijn, dat krijgjes green a vrije, men drie fashion rimar en beans a gommen green a pialijn. Gur pouchgach voor a fasket blue mat ni churi fayan spikion en ien gefound virgin nur hikke grian le falchan de gringst na glein bewache dat gringjes glein a vrije man drik fashion rimar en beans a gommen green a pialijn. Bistru in verduske guana bruchag mak maragen Bikro is kurig patrim fut in fonen ut en aarde Na gringst na glein bewache leen Zat gringjes glein a vrije Man drik fashion rimar en beans a gommen green a pialijn Gempinum kjad na hainje bos Si fouwe van gwar na haljach Wat fysiek was het chias le vloeien Gaat door mi poot en vrije Na gringst na glein bewache leen Zat gringjes glein a vrije Man drik fashion rimar en beans a gommen green a pialijn Na gringst na glein bewache leen Zat gringjes glein a vrije Man drik fashion rimar en beans a gommen green a pialijn.
Alright, that was Ombre by Mary Jane Lamont. Now next we're going to delve into our rich history that is our Celtic past and the Celtic history break. Now today is part 2 of the Stone of Destiny. And today is the biblical accounts of Jacob's Pillow, or Jacob's Pillar. Now, the British, this is going to have a little bit of history go along with it. It's the British coronation ceremony appears to have been taken directly from the Bible. from the coronations of David and Solomon. Now today, a new monarch is anointed with oil by the Archbishop of Canterbury. Trumpets are sounded, and the people shout, God save the King. Now compare that to 1 Samuel 10:24 or 1 Kings 1:39. While a coronation stone is not explicitly mentioned in the Bible as part of the crowning ceremony, there are unmistakable references that are usually overlooked. For example, when wicked Queen Athaliah usurped the throne of Judah, she had the remaining royal heirs put to death. 6 years later, she discovered she had missed one of the heirs, Joash, who had been hidden as an infant. Unfortunately, Joash was installed as king, and Athaliah was executed. That's 2 Kings 11. But notice the description of Joash's coronation as witnessed by Athaliah herself and Jehoiada. The high priest brought forth the king's son Joash and put the crown upon him. They made him king and anointed him and clapped their hands and said, Long live the king. And when Athaliah heard the noise of the guard and of the people, she came to the people into the temple of the Lord. And she looked, and behold, the king stood by a pillar, as usually was done, and the rulers and the trumpeters were by the king, and all the people of the land rejoiced. And the priest blew with silver trumpets, and Athaliah tore her clothes and cried, Treason, treason. Now that's verses 12-14. Thus, it was not just any pillar, but the pillar, one set apart for that purpose. So in related example, King Josiah, known for his many righteous reforms, pledged before all the people to follow God's way as revealed by the Book of the Covenant. He did so standing upon the pillar. But was this coronation pillar the future stone of destiny? The esteemed Leophale of Ireland? Was it the stone of Jacob, the one he anointed at Bethel? If so, what makes it so special? All right, now in Genesis 28, I know y'all didn't expect a Bible lesson today, but this it's really cool. I feel it's really cool how the things that are the Scots and the English and even the Irish have used to coronate their kings. It has such a connection that goes back all the way, pre-Christ. So, I mean, that's just so much history. And the fact that the coronation ceremony is literally taken straight from the Bible, that's kind of pretty cool itself. Now, in Genesis 28, like I was saying, we read of Jacob's journey to the area of Paddan Aram in search of a wife. Along the way, he spent the night at a place called Luz, using a stone for a pillow. That night, Jacob had an unusual dream where God reaffirmed to Jacob the earlier promises made to Abraham and Isaac. He said, The land on which you lie, I will give you and to your seed, and your seed shall be like the dust of the earth, and you shall spread abroad to the west and to the east and to the north and to the south. And in you and in your seed shall all the families of the earth be blessed. And behold, I am with you, and will keep you in every place you go, and will bring you again into this land. For I will not leave you until I have done that which I have spoken to you of. And that's verses 13 and 15. Jacob awoke and said, Surely the Lord is in this place, and I did not know it. Frightened, he added, How fearful is this place! This is nothing but the house of God, and this is the gate of heaven. Verses 16 and 17. Jacob is inspired. He takes his pillow he had been sleeping on and sets it up as a memorial stone and anoints it with oil. Then he renamed the place Bethel, house of God. That's what that means, house of God. Now that's verses 20 and 22. Then Jacob made a vow, saying, Since God will be with me and will keep me in the way that I go, and will give me bread to eat and clothing to put on, I come again to my father's house in peace. Then shall the Lord be my God, and this stone which I have set for a pillar shall be of God's house, and of all that you shall give me, I will surely give the tenth to you. Speaking of tithing. Now, indeed, some 2 decades and a dozen children later, the patriarch was commanded to return to Bethel, which is Genesis 35:1. And once there, apparently, with his entire household, Jacob built an altar to God and pledged to follow in his way. While at Bethel, God appeared to Jacob, changing his name to Israel and adding detail to the Abrahamic promise. And God said to him, "Your name is Jacob. Your name shall not be called Jacob anymore, but Israel shall be your name." And he called his name Israel, and God said to him, "I am God Almighty. Be fruitful and multiply. A nation and a company of nations shall be from you, and kings shall come out of your loins. And the land which I gave to Abraham and Isaac I will give to you, and to your seed, and after you I will give the land." It is most interesting that God added the promise of many kings, right in the place where Jacob had set up his pillar, the stone that would become the coronation stone of all the kings of Judah. Now, after Jacob's death, the Bethel stone remained the possession of his sons. It is likely that the tribe of Judah became its guardian, since the stone would come to be linked to royalty. Given the importance of the stone, there is no doubt that it accompanied the children of Israel on their journey from Egypt to the Promised Land. The Apostle Paul makes a veiled reference to a rock that followed Israel in 1 Corinthians 10:4, using it as a symbol of Christ. He undoubtedly compared Jacob's pillar, the rock that literally accompanied the children of Israel, miraculously giving them life-saving water, to the spiritual rock of Israel. Jesus, the Messiah, who offers mankind the living water of eternal life, in John 4:14, Jesus, like Jacob's cracked pillar, was rejected of men, 1 Peter 2:4-8, yet chosen of God. Now, indeed, Jacob's Bethel pillar stone is thoroughly messianic, pointing us to the living stone of Israel, the stone of destiny. Now, it is uniquely tied to the ongoing preservation of the Davidic throne, because Jesus' destiny is to ultimately sit on that very throne, leading all mankind to eternal life. Incredible if we could actually prove that stone of destiny, the stone of scone, that was actually Jacob's pillar. There seems to be enough evidence to point it that way, enough circumstantial evidence. It would be nice to know if it really was. But the people of England and Scotland seem to think so. Because it wasn't too long ago, probably about 50 years ago, when a group of young people went to England and stole the stone and brought it back to Scotland. We'll probably talk about that in next week's video. But for right now, I think it's just kind of cool that we have this link.
How many feet have walked this road, whose shadows stretched on the path before me, and how many more are still to come and make their own way, and still we dance on. The choice was made, affect us all, but only few will seek the answer fewer still will risk the fall to make their own way, and still we dance on. Falling, falling, 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 falling. Riches gain can build a wall, but riches store and hearts are stronger than stones of gold. Will someday fade to show our own way, and still we'll dance on. Falling, falling, still we dance on. Falling, falling, still we dance on. Falling, falling, still we dance on. Falling, falling, falling. Still we dance on.
All right, that was Still We Dance On by Emily Smith. And now it's time for Everyday Celtic Ways, a look into how our Celtic heritage is still very much a part of our everyday lives. And today we're going to tell you about the modern Gaelic revival. All right. In doing my show prep, I look at various websites and places to get information on what I'm going to talk about. And there's one website called Transceltic. I'll get you the information about that website better later. Transcelt, I think that's it. Anyway, they usually have maybe one article on a Celtic language, whether it be Irish or Scottish or Welsh or something, or Manx. Lo and behold, when I looked at it this week, there was a plethora of articles about the Celtic languages. So instead of putting my spin on a particular subject, I thought I would just read these short articles so that you can see for yourself that the Celtic languages are experiencing quite a revival as of late. Even the Duolingo language site, which reluctantly did a beta version of Scottish Gaelic, has received over 100,000 plus users for the Scottish Gaelic since early December. Now that's, ironically, more than statistics say is even native speakers still speaking Scottish Gaelic. So I think that bodes well for us in the future. All right, our first article is the Scottish government pledges to support anyone who wants to speak Gaelic. Gaelic is vital to... Okay, I should give proper credit, actually. It's submitted by Emmett McIntyre. Gaelic is vital to Scotland's future, and a forum launched yesterday heard that the Scottish government will ensure that those who want to learn and speak the language are given the support they need. John Swinney, the Deputy First Minister, was speaking at the first meeting of the new Strategic Leadership Forum to discuss growth and development of the Gaelic education, along with the 50 directors of education from 19 local authorities. other senior leaders from across Scotland, and representatives from Bord na Gaelic and Education Scotland. Now, the Scottish Government's aim is to see an increase in the number of people speaking, learning, and using Gaelic, and today's Strategic Leadership Forum will make an important contribution to this aim, said Sweeney. In 2014, when Deputy First Minister Sweeney took this post, he had dedicated his public service to the future of Gaelic in Scotland. And as a long-serving minister in the Scottish Government, one who has only recently assumed responsibility for Gaelic language, I want to make clear to you that my determination to work with all who have an interest in nurturing the language, with the structure and gains we have made, to pursue the aim of increasing the numbers learning, speaking, and using Gaelic. That's what he just said. That's pretty cool. Now, Gaelic has been a spoken language in Scotland for well over 1,000 years, and I believe that these places a duty and a responsibility on us as custodians of this heritage to have a Gaelic revival. The government's declaration comes in an era when Scots Gaelic is making a steady comeback, and National Records of Scotland showed a sharp rise in young people with Gaelic language skills. Drawing on the census data, the trend is an increase in the number of children speaking Gaelic, and this is good news for the future of the Celtic language of Scotland. A spokesman for the Gaelic Board, Bord na Gaelic, added at the time, "It is very encouraging that the decline previously seen had almost stabilized and that there has been growth in Gaelic speakers between the age of 3 to 19. This is evidence of the successes of the Gaelic medium education." All right. That's the first one. Second one is the Irish government launches an ambitious plan to double the enrollment in the Gaelic medium schools. Wow. Minister for Education and Skills Joe McHugh this week announced plans for the development of the first comprehensive Irish medium education policy, with an ambitious target of doubling the number of young people in Irish medium schools to 120,000. Now, this significant move by the Irish government is in response to a surge in recent years in demand for Irish medium education. Wow. That's cool. There has been, the latest data represents a 27% increase in interest of the Irish medium schools in the past 18 years. Wow. Students are taught across 247 primary schools taught in the medium of Irish. Wow. Every year they have a 1.5 to 3% increase. That's cool. Okay, McHugh is quoted in the Galway Advertiser. The new policy will provide a framework for the delivery of high quality Irish medium education in schools and early years setting outside the Gaeltacht, and is a core aim of the government's 20-year strategy for the Irish language. Wow. So far, it looks like these governments are starting to take the language and the culture pretty seriously. All right. Now that one was submitted by Emmett McIntyre as well, and so is this next one. The Irish language moves to full status in the European Union. The official website of the EU has chronicled the march of the Irish language towards full status within the European Union. Now, Irish has been an EU language since 2005 with limited status, meaning that only a small share of documents were translated into Irish. In December 2015, at the request of the Irish government, the Council decided to increase the material available in Irish to progressively reach full status for the Irish language by 2022. And this has led, well, that was their aim, but they actually have reached it now, this year. This has led to an increase in the number of EU staff and contract employees who are required to be fluent in Gaelic, the Irish Gaelic. That is so cool. And then our last little article, and this is submitted by Alistair Neal. Manx Gaelic language reaches for the stars. A star and a planet will be given Manx Gaelic names after being chosen in an international competition. The International Astronomical Society held the competition to name a star and a planet. The winners were two classes of 8 and 9-year-olds from Cronkaberry School in the Isle of Man. The star, WASP 13, will be named Glos, or Manx for shine, and planet WASP 13b will now be known as Crunley, which is Manx for orbit. Now that's cool. All right. See, that's how, the whole beginning of my thing, I always say, how our Celtic heritage is still very much a part of our everyday lives. Well, this just goes to show exactly that. All right. Well, on to some music. You'll enjoy. Well, all right. That's it for today's show. I hope you liked it. I'm trying to keep it interesting, informative, and fun. For me, anytime you can infuse something Celtic in your day, it's a good day. And I would like to thank you for all the support and kind words from all the views and subscribers I've gotten recently. You seem to like what I'm doing, so Tapulev, Aharsha, thank you, friends. Now, before I go, hang on. I do have one other person I need to thank, and that's Frances Dunlop. I had put together a video of walking songs, and man, I made a few mistakes, and she was real quick to call me on it. But man, she did real friendly and real nice, constructive criticism, which I like, and I was able to get back in there and fix it up and do her proud. And she's even gotten so far as to send me some words to some of these walking songs. A walking song is a song they do when they're working the wool. You've probably seen that clip on an Outlander. But yeah, she went so far because she's part of a group that does that in Scotland. They travel all over and do it. But she sent me the words so that I could actually do a few of those walking songs, as learn a Gaelic song. It's going to be so cool. I love it when we collaborate and make things happen. All right. Now, before I go, the trivia question answer. Dun, dun, dun. What year was the Irish Civil War? And that would be 1922. All right. I want you guys to remember to check out Gaelic for Sassenachs on Facebook. Go to Duolingo. Check out that. Do the Scottish Gaelic. That's pretty cool. Also go to learngaelic.net. That's a great resource for your Gaelic learning. And if you want to help out an organization that really does a lot for Gaelic and the Scottish culture, acgamerica.org. That's the ACGA. It's the Gaelic community in America. And of course, always go to my YouTube channel for everything you need Celtic or Gaelic. Olde Scot. Martian Leavendrosda. Bye for now. But I'll let you go with a song. The Quiet Land of Erin by Kim Robertson. That's from the Celtic Void CD. That's cool. All right. Martian Leave.